Ever since Amy in the first grade, I had only ever wanted a wife. I never wanted a lot of friends, to be one of the guys, be seen as some ladies' man, or even really to date. Marriage was my only relational desire. And even at 7 years old, I can remember being fully aware of the ideal of Christian marriage. And so, for that end, I began to set my mind and steel my character and discipline my heart so that I might become the most eligible Christian bachelor that I could be. And I've never wavered. Champion of the idealists, the most hopelessly romantic. And my resolve has only strengthened. But now, through my 30s and never married, I'd like to share just a bit of what I have learned the hard way over these years. And number one is this: everyone has lost their minds. In my pursuit of becoming a most eligible Christian bachelor, I have been paying very close attention to the unique subculture that is Christian singleness, relationship, and dating advice my entire life. Certainly, there is no shortage of examples and case studies on our bookshelves and in our churches. The amount of attention that we give to the ending of singleness has grown astronomically disproportionate. You'd think entire books of the Bible were dedicated to the pursuit of finding a spouse, and that Jesus himself mandated coupling as the chief undertaking of Christian community. Prayer meetings and justice efforts sparsely attended. But a meeting about relationships, packed house every time. And in this current post-romanticism, Western, very American cultural context, in order to be married, one must first engage in some version of what we lazily lump into the term dating. We live in a culture obsessed with it. And the dominant Christian subculture has certainly embraced dating as their own. Yet, as far as I can tell, nobody has any idea what they are doing. The crazy thing is, no one can even agree on what they are talking about. If you ask 20 different people right now what dating means or looks like, you're going to get 20 different answers. Different etiquette, different expectations, different experiences, different everything. It seems we're all just making it up as we go along. And for something we all seem so obsessed with perpetuating, it's all yet another Christian adventure in missing the point. Now, we all know this comes from a good place. The biblical high regard for marriage and relational purity, both spiritual and physical. Christians have been steeped in the ideals of biblical, godly love and self-sacrifice. It should be no surprise that we professing Christians are often the most hopelessly romantic. We are deeply in love with the ideas of love and marriage. No critique here. Good on us. Nonetheless, a case could be made that we have unduly exalted marriage. Because biblically speaking, marriage and family is a temporary institution. See Matthew 22. And secondary to the eternal mission of the church. See Mark 10:29. Earthly bonds are secondary to spiritual bonds. Marriage, temporal, but Christ's body, eternal. Yet marriage seeking has become an all-consuming collective cry from all parts of the community. We have created generations of marriage seekers who are constantly reassured that there is no greater pursuit than that of finding a mate, and no greater accomplishment than marriage. Likewise, then, the chief priority of most single men and women is clearly that of finding a romantic relationship to call their own. An enormous amount of time and heart space has been cleared in order to focus on that one good end. Unfortunately, for us Christians, our driving force then is often not truly conformity to Christ, but to our own personal ideal of what a most eligible Christian looks like. See, it's easy to think you're becoming more Christ-like, when in reality you're merely becoming more culturally Christian. That is to say, conforming to the culture's standards of what it means to be desirable and dateable is not the same thing as dying to self so that you can better represent Christ and His kingdom relationships. But it could be. It is so easy. I know it has been for me, for your chief personal desire to become your chief priority.